You're not imagining things if you believe the pandemic is still pinching your wallet. Or you didn't notice cause you're rich. The Consumer Price Index, which measures the cost of a basket of goods for the average urban consumer, rose an average of 5.3% in August compared to the previous year. This is just one example of how city life could change as a result of the disease. Price inflation appears to be affecting everything, from entertainment and electronics to necessities like food, clothing and shelter. What's the deal with the exorbitant prices? Due to a global shortage of shipping containers, bidding wars have erupted to get products onto ships. When you combine that with labor shortage, you get long and expensive delays in getting products from shipping ports to warehouses and eventually to consumers' doorsteps. There is a whole bunch of bottlenecks along the way. So with that being said, let's start with number 1, which is electronics. Computers, cameras, TVs, video doorbells, kitchen appliances and even electric toothbrushes all depend on microchips to operate. And there's currently a very limited supply of those microchips in the world. When disease 19 first appeared, microchip manufacturing companies shut down as orders piled up. Those factories are still having difficulty meeting demand. It doesn't help that a Japanese microchip plant was damaged by fire and a Texas factory had to close temporarily due to last February's severe storms. Severe drought threatened chip manufacturing in Taiwan, which produced 63% of the world's chips. Chip manufacturing requires a lot of water. Some large TVs are now about 30% more expensive than they were a year ago. According to experts, the chip shortage could last until early 2023. And now, number 2, which are cars. Automobiles also depend on microchips, sometimes known as semiconductors, for thousands of advanced functions. But when 2020 disease started, many automakers anticipated a lull in sales and cancelled their orders for microchips. When sales resumed, factories couldn't keep up with the demand. As a result, Ford, General Motors and other automakers will produce 1.5 to 5 million fewer vehicles this year, with those that are produced costing 7.6% more than they did a year ago. And now number 3, which are video games. 76% of Americans spend at least some of their time playing video games, and their spending on video games increased by 35% in the first 6 months of 2021. It may be a good thing that gaming is attracting older players now, because they will need more disposable income to afford their games. Nintendo and Sony have stated that, due to a shortage of microchips, they will be unable to produce as many Switch and PlayStation 5 consoles as they would like. Prices are likely to rise as a result of the scarcity. Number 4. Rental cars. The disease 19 effect does not exclude rental cars. Rental car companies sold off large chunks of their fleets for revenue at the start of the pandemic, when no one was traveling. Because supply was limited and demand was high, the average cost of renting a car in July was 73% higher than a year ago. If you are thinking about not renting a car and instead using a rideshare service while on vacation, keep in mind that Lyft and Uber are both charging more. Surge pricing has resulted from a lack of drivers willing to risk their health in congested areas. And now we go to number 5, which are toys. Major toy manufacturers have warned that they will be unable to get some of the most popular items on shelves in time for holiday shopping. According to manufacturers of popular brands such as Lol Surprise and Fisher-Price, the global shipping crisis is once again to blame. Even businesses that reserved shipping containers in advance of the holiday season expect to raise their prices by 5 to 10% to account for the additional shipping costs. Toy fads have always been popular among children, and today is no exception. If the kids in your life would be devastated if they didn't have one or more of the year's hottest Christmas toys, make sure to shop early. Let's switch to number 6, which is Christmas tree. Even if you are able to obtain all of the toys your children desire, you will need to ensure that you have a tree to pile them under. The American Christmas Tree Association predicts that both live and artificial trees will be in short supply this year. Climate events such as fires and drought in the Pacific Northwest have harmed tree crops, while a shipping shortage could raise artificial tree prices by up to 25%. Even ornaments and skirts to dress up the tree may be difficult to find and more expensive when you do. And now number 7. Gas prices. Gas prices have risen 42% in the last year, with several factors contributing. Early in the pandemic, many of the countries that produce crude oil, which is then used to make gasoline, curtailed production because travel was restricted. When the prices began to rise, as people began to take road trips, it felt like a safe way to travel. But, caught off guard by the resurgent demand, oil producers raised prices to compensate for a lack of supply. While production is gradually increasing, oil-rich countries are wary of returning to pre-pandemic levels only to face another unexpected drop in demand. Furthermore, when Hurricane Ida hit Louisiana's Gulf Coast in August, domestic gas production was temporarily halted, as were 9 oil refineries. And the last one, number 8, eating outside. Would you rather make reservations than cook dinner? Don't expect to be any less expensive. Restaurant prices are also rising, with prices on average 4.7% higher than a year ago and 6.9% higher at limited service restaurants. Due to shipping and raw material challenges, restaurants are feeling the same pressure on food prices as consumers. Starbucks has reported difficulty obtaining a variety of menu items, including flavored Cyprus and chai tea bags. Furthermore, labor conditions have compelled the industry to raise wages. Many restaurants also incurring new costs that were not previously anticipated, such as stocking personal protective equipment, collaborating with third-party delivery services, and maintaining outdoor dining areas. And with winter on the way, it may be difficult to entice dinners to come inside. Shoutouts to my bre. Thanks for watching.